Most people live on autopilot. They wake up to the sound of their alarm, scroll through their phone before even getting out of bed, go through the motions of their day, and repeat the same pattern tomorrow. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't want more from life, but because they're stuck in a loop they don't even realize they've chosen. They've accepted average as normal. They've stopped asking questions like, what if I tried something different? Or, what if I'm capable of more? And so they don't take control. They coast, hoping that someday things will magically change. But the 1%? They live differently. They don't wait for perfect timing or a magical opportunity. They don't wish for change. They make it. They recognize the pattern and break it. While others make excuses, they take responsibility. While others stay comfortable, they chase growth. They don't need outside validation. They don't need applause. What drives them is an inner standard, a quiet but relentless belief that they are capable of more. Most people spend years talking about what they want. The 1% work in silence to build it, brick by brick. They understand that life doesn't hand out rewards for desire alone. It rewards action. They don't waste time comparing or complaining. They put their heads down and get to work. And here's the truth. You don't need to be the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected to join them. You just need to make a different choice. A choice to stop settling. A choice to take your power back. The hardest part isn't learning what to do. It's deciding that your old life no longer fits the person you want to become. This isn't about being perfect. It's about starting, committing, and refusing to give up when it gets uncomfortable. Because while most people talk, the 1% execute. They do the work day after day until the results speak for themselves. A lot of people hold back because they think they need to be someone special to begin. They believe success is only for the gifted, the ones with perfect timing, natural talent, or the right connections. So they wait. They watch from the sidelines. And every day that passes, they talk themselves out of trying. But the truth is, most of the people who made it didn't start with an advantage. They started with a decision to try, even if they weren't ready, a decision to keep going, even when they messed up. They didn't wait to feel confident. They built confidence by showing up again and again. The 1% don't ask, am I good enough? They ask, how can I get better? They understand that progress comes from effort, not perfection. They aren't afraid to look like a beginner. They aren't afraid of failing. What they fear is regret. So if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. You don't need to be special. You don't need permission. You just need to start where you are, with what you have. The rest, you'll figure it out as you go. Success doesn't require brilliance. It requires consistency. Show up, learn, improve, repeat. That's the path. That's how you earn your spot. Not because you're special, but because you refuse to quit. People love big goals. They get excited thinking about huge transformations, changing their life in one giant move. But the 1% knows something most people overlook. Real change comes from small wins, repeated daily. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do one thing that moves you forward. That's how progress builds. One better decision, one extra set, one focused hour. It might not feel like much in the moment, but stacked over time, that's where everything changes. The mistake most people make is expecting instant results. They start with motivation, but when things don't move fast enough, they quit. They think slow progress means failure, but slow progress is still progress. The 1% stay consistent when others get bored. They know momentum is earned. You build it day by day, action by action. You don't have to fix everything at once. Just be better than yesterday. That's it. Keep showing up. Keep moving. The people who win aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who didn't stop. So if you feel behind, if you feel like you're not doing enough, remember, small steps count. They always have. Don't underestimate them. Stack your wins. They will take you exactly where you want to go. Motivation feels great when it shows up, but most days, it doesn't. That's why the 1% don't depend on it. They know motivation is unpredictable. Some days you wake up ready to work, most days you don't. But the work still has to get done, so they stop waiting to feel like it. They train themselves to act, no matter what. That's the real difference. Most people wait for the perfect mood, the right vibe, or that burst of energy to start moving. But the truth is, action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you take the first step, even if it's small, you start to feel a little different. You build momentum. That momentum fuels confidence. That confidence creates belief. And belief keeps you going. The 1% show up when it's boring, when it's hard, when no one's clapping. They don't let feelings decide their actions. They let commitment do that. And because of that, they win. Slowly, quietly, consistently. So if you're tired, uninspired, or just not in the mood, do it anyway. Not perfectly, just honestly. Start moving and motivation will catch up. Starting is easy. Finishing is rare. That's why most people stay stuck. They stop the moment things get hard. The moment it stops being exciting, they back off. But that's exactly when the real work begins. The 1% expect resistance. They know growth lives past the point where most people give up. You'll have days where nothing seems to work. You'll question why you started. You'll feel like you're not making progress. That's normal. That's part of the journey. But the 1%, they stay anyway. They keep going when it's quiet. They keep going when they feel doubt. Because they know success isn't about one big moment. It's about staying in the game when everyone else walks away. Most people quit right before things start to shift. They think struggle means it's not working. But struggle is part of the process. It's not the end, it's the test. If you push through, you build something real. If you quit, you start over again and again. The 1% keep moving even when it's slow. That's why they get results. That's why they win. It's easy to get caught up watching everyone else, seeing their progress, their wins, their timeline, and slowly, without even noticing, you start to question your own. But the truth is, your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. The 1% don't waste time trying to beat others. They're too busy improving themselves. They ask better questions. Did I do my best today? Did I make one better choice than I did last week? Am I still moving forward? That's what matters. Comparison is a thief. It steals your focus, your energy, and your peace. You don't know someone else's struggles, shortcuts, or story, but you do know your own. And that's where your power lives, in your choices, your consistency, your effort. The 1% mindset is built on self-awareness. They track their progress, adjust when needed, and never forget that the real mission is becoming a stronger version of themselves. You don't need to outrun anyone. You just need to outgrow who you were. And when you keep showing up for yourself, without needing to impress anyone else, that's when everything starts to change. Growth and comfort can't live in the same place. Most people wait until something feels easy before they commit. But the 1%, they lean into the hard stuff. They know discomfort is a sign they're moving forward. Think about it. Every major breakthrough in your life came from doing something that made you nervous, unsure, or scared. Whether it was starting something new, stepping into a challenge, or taking responsibility, you didn't grow because it was easy. You grew because it was difficult. The 1% expect discomfort. They welcome it. Waking up early, sticking to a plan, training when you're tired, it's not supposed to feel good in the moment. But that struggle builds the strength that most people never develop because they avoid it. Discomfort isn't the enemy. It's a teacher. It shows you where the work is. And every time you face it, instead of running, you become someone who can handle more. So the next time something feels uncomfortable, don't run. Sit with it. breathe through it, push into it. That's the edge where growth lives. And the more you visit that edge, the further you'll go. Most people say they're too tired to chase their goals. But what they don't realize is that energy isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. The 1% don't hope to feel good. They build routines that support their energy and protect their focus. They move their body even when they don't feel like it. They eat foods that fuel them instead of slow them down. They cut out people and habits that drain them. They take rest seriously, not as laziness, but as strategy. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more power in the hours you already have. And that power comes from energy, not just physical, but mental, emotional, and spiritual. When your mind is clear, your body is active, and your environment supports your growth, everything shifts. Most people burn out because they give their energy to things that don't matter. But the 1% are intentional. They manage energy like a resource because it is. And if you want to create a life that lasts, you need energy that lasts. So check your habits, rebuild your routines, get serious about how you fuel your body and your mind. Because when your energy rises, so does your life. Everyone gets the same 24 hours, but only a few use those hours like they matter. The rest, they waste time scrolling, overthinking, waiting for the right moment. But here's the thing, time doesn't pause until you're ready. It keeps moving. And every day you wait, you fall further behind. The 1% treat time like the resource it is. They plan their days with purpose. They set boundaries. They focus on what matters and let go of what doesn't. They don't waste their life chasing distractions. You might think you don't have time, but the truth is, time is there. You just have to take control of it. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what builds you. Time isn't the problem. Your priorities are. Start now, not next week, not when you feel ready, not when it's convenient, because life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't pause, and your goals won't chase you. You have to chase them. The 1% don't try to find time, they make time. And that mindset alone changes everything. Most people are held back by one thing, their own thoughts. Before they try, they doubt. Before they take a step, they hesitate. Their mind tells them it's too late, too hard, or not worth it. And they believe it. But the 1% challenge those thoughts. They don't let fear make decisions for them. They don't let negative thinking write their story. They know their mind is powerful, so they train it like a muscle. Every time you say, I can't, your brain listens. Every time you say, I'll try, you leave space to quit. But when you say, I will figure it out, something shifts. That's the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. The 1% mindset isn't about never having fear. It's about not letting fear lead. It's about questioning the limits your brain throws at you and deciding to move anyway. Your thoughts can be a prison, or they can be fuel. It all depends on which ones you choose to believe. So start choosing the ones that build you. Speak power into your own path. You are more capable than your doubts will ever admit. Everyone has a personal standard, the level of effort they think is enough. And most people live just under their true capacity. They do what's required, but not what's possible. They say things like, I did okay, or at least I showed up. And that's where they stay, stuck in average. The 1% think differently. They raise their standard, not for others, but for themselves. They don't settle for just enough. They ask, what's my best today? And they go for it. Every single time. This doesn't mean working non-stop or burning out. It means caring enough about your potential to stop coasting. It means showing up like it matters, because it does. It means refusing to cut corners, even when no one's watching. Your standard sets your life. It decides your habits, your results, your confidence. Raise it, and everything starts to shift. Stop accepting less from yourself, and you'll stop accepting less from the world. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your standards. Set them high and don't negotiate with them. That's how the 1% keep growing, even when no one's clapping. Everyone wants quick results. They want the body in 30 days, the business in 6 months, the life change overnight. And when it doesn't happen fast, they quit. But the 1% play a different game. They're not in it for a quick hit. They're in it for the long haul. They know that real change takes time, that building something meaningful won't happen in a weekend. They accept the slow days, the quiet progress, the unseen hours, because they know it's all adding up. While others chase instant success, the 1% chase growth they can sustain. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up, even on the days you don't feel like it. Even on the days the scale doesn't move, the progress feels invisible, or the results don't match the effort. They stay in the game because they trust the process more than their feelings. The long game is what builds lasting results. It's where habits get locked in, where mental toughness gets developed, where your future is shaped. Most people give up right before the compound effect kicks in. The 1% hold on. If you want success that stays, stop rushing. Be patient. Do the work. Let time do its job. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've stopped and started more times than you can count. Maybe you've lost faith in yourself at some point. That's okay. You're human. But none of that means your story is finished. The 1% mindset isn't about a perfect past. It's about owning your future. It's about realizing that no matter what's behind you, you still get to decide what comes next. Too many people live in regret. They replay failures. They carry shame like a backpack. And it keeps them from seeing what's still possible. But the past only defines you if you keep dragging it with you. The 1% learn from their past, then use it as fuel. They rewrite the story. They say, yes, I messed up. Yes, I wasted time, but I'm still here. And that means I still have time to get it right. You can start again, today, right now. Not with a dramatic change, but with one choice, one decision to stop letting the past hold the pen. Your future is blank. Write something different. Write something worth reading. The 1% know a secret most people never learn. You'll never truly feel ready. Not to start, not to change, not to do something big. There will always be fear, doubt, questions. But they don't wait for that to go away. They move with it. Readiness isn't a feeling. It's a choice to take action despite uncertainty. And the people who win, they start scared. They start unsure. But they start anyway. Most people wait for a sign, for confidence, for the perfect time. But perfection is a myth. Confidence comes later, and time won't slow down to match your hesitation. The 1% take the first step even when their hands shake. They know courage isn't about being fearless. It's about acting while fear is still in the room. So if you're hesitating, if you're waiting for some magic moment, don't. Start with what you have. As you go, you'll figure it out. And one day you'll look back and realize what changed your life wasn't a plan. It was the moment you finally moved. At the end of the day, everything comes down to one thing: your decisions. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your excuses. The 1% mindset is built on this truth. You become what you repeatedly decide to do. Every day, you decide who you're becoming. Every habit, every choice, every reaction, it all shapes the person you're growing into. And the people who live with purpose, they make those decisions intentionally. The 1% don't let the world choose for them. They don't let fear decide. They don't let old stories write their new chapter. They take the wheel, they set the standard, and they act like their choices matter, because they do. You don't need a big breakthrough to change your life. You need small daily decisions that reflect where you want to go, not where you've been. You can keep choosing comfort, or you can start choosing growth. One choice won't change everything, but it starts the chain reaction that does. Your life isn't a random event. It's the result of your mindset, your effort, and your decisions. The 1% understand that. And now, so do you.